The high points in Minnesota history as in terms of art is really the WPA, where scores of artists were hired to make work and it was placed throughout the state in hospitals, schools, libraries. American art at this time was capturing what was called American scene painting. So there was the worker and then there was the American landscape. And these also from Aguaching, from Walker, Minnesota, depict some of those great scenes. We have the Red Barn, famous autumnal scene again. We've got, again, this is Minneapolis, the Exposition Hall, the tip of Nicollet Island here on this work. This is a work by Bob Brown, a very really vividly painted work of an abandoned house. The work is entitled "Scared," and some of these works had sort of they were channeling some of the anxiety of the time. And you see, if you look closely, a sort of half-starved horse grazing in front of this what appears to be abandoned home. This work in the collection is by really one of the most important artists of Minnesota during the 20th century, and that's Cameron Booth. Cameron Booth came to Minnesota in the early 1920s and painted many scenes. He painted up on the reservations up in northern Minnesota. This is entitled Hibbing Mine. He did some of the factory scenes or mining scenes in northern Minnesota, landscapes, and abstraction. He had a long career in Minnesota, like the other artists I mentioned, and taught a great deal. So he was very influential on younger succeeding generations of artists. What was the beautiful aspect of printmaking at this time was that you didn't have to be trained as a printmaker to make prints. These artists were paid for their work as they deliberately handed it in, but they had the assistance of a master printer who helped pull these prints, and so the artist could go out, draw on a plate, and bring it in for printing. So it expanded printmaking exponentially during this period of time, and you get most of the prints, of course, are in black and white. They're one pull from the press in one color. And in this case, you've got a work by Alexander Osha, again, a Minnesotan born. His work career doesn't span much beyond the WPA, but again, these wonderful scenes of rural Minnesota being captured. This work by Sid Fossum introduces a relatively new medium of screen printing, which allows color into the printing process. And again, here is a work also by Sid Fossum of a scene actually at South Dakota, but we'll accept it into our collection as part of our work. But again, Sid Fossum was a South Dakota artist, but living and trained and very involved in the WPA. As I mentioned, they hired dozens of artists to make art during this period of time, and many of them went on to enjoy really significant careers in Minnesota, while others quit being artists at the end of the WPA and went on to other things.
Minnesota Original is made possible by the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.